everybody, and welcome to my wrap-up video, which you all know I love filming my wrap-up videos. They are my favourite things to film. So I am here today with you all to talk about the books that I read during the month of May. May was my birthday. It's not May, it's June. So we're talking about books I read in June. Okay, that's a bit different to what I planned, but not really, because I know what I read in June. So I am recommending books and reviewing books that I read in June. I had a bit of a mixed month with some books that I loved and some books that I hated. So let's get into this video, and yeah, happy end of June everybody. I'm currently sat on a beach right now when this video is up, drinking cocktails and living the life. Thank you. So I've been reading a lot of books for review this month to kind of catch up, and two of the books that I've read was The 100th Queen and The Fire Queen by Emily R. King. This is a new series published by Amazon, and it's about a character who grows up in the sisterhood and is basically taken as the king's 100th wife, and she has to battle in a arena to kind of prove her worth, but hiding, she has the power to control fire. In this world there are mythology behind it where there are people who can control one of the four elements, and it's about basically our main character not only having to hide that, learn her ability, fight in these arenas, she also has to try and find a book that is the king possibly might be using. It's a really, really good series so far. It's all about sisterhood and strong characters, and I do really enjoy it. I think the magic system is really what interests me, and I do like the romance in here. It is very romance heavy. If you don't like insta love, then this might not be for you, but for me it was perfect because, let's face it, like, if you fall in love, sometimes you do fall in love instantly, okay? I know a lot of people don't like insta love, and I don't like insta love all the time, but I fell in love with my boyfriend instantly, so actually, like, it would be a bit hypocritical for me to say, oh, insta love, when I generally fell in love with my boyfriend the first time I even bloody saw him. So yes, The 100th Queen, The Fire Queen, book 1 and 2 in the trilogy. Next, a book that I was not too fussed about was Unhooked by Lisa Maxwell. I was really excited about reading this one when I read the blurb, but I went into it and unfortunately didn't really enjoy it. I found it really hard to grasp on what was going on. I don't know if that was just because I was in a reading slump or if it was the story. I know a lot of people like it, and I know some people also don't like it. I found the prose a bit too much. I was very, very confused. I also am not a big fan of Peter Pan things. I thought I would be, and I'm not. So yeah, unfortunately I didn't like this one as much. I thought one of the characters was really interesting. I'm not going to say who, but the rest of it was just like a bounce between Pan and Hook, and just like all the characters that embody Pan and Captain Hook. And they were just bouncing back and forth between them all the time, with the character going from one to the other, and it was just too much for me. So unfortunately I didn't enjoy this one as much, but I do love pirate novels, and I did like the aspect that was set on the pirate ship, but apart from that, the rest of it was just a bit to me. Oh dear. A book that I absolutely love, and I literally finished it early hours of this morning when I'm filming, not when the video goes up, and that is Rise of Princes by Janelle Rhiannon. This is book 2 in the Homeric Chronicles, and I can't talk about this one too much because it may spoil the series, but I can let you know this is an ancient Greece mythology inspired novel and setting, but with a Game of Thrones vibe. You follow a humongous cast of characters and their different stories and their different lives and how they all interlink. It is really, really well written, really well written. It is an adult fiction novel, and I just love anything that's set around Greece, so reading this was like top notch for me. I loved book 1, which was Song of Princes, and book 2 really, really, really did not disappoint, and I'm actually going to Greece, or am in Greece currently, my hometown, my home country. So just I love reading anything about Greek culture and Greek mythology. I do. It's just me, everything about it is just what embodies my loves for things, and I love that. So I love this, if that makes sense. I'm just waffling now, but what a great sequel. Janelle, such a good sequel. I know Janelle worked so hard on this series, so just to read it and be like, Janelle, this is really bloody amazing. It's amazing. Thank you for writing a series like this. I love that whole Game of Thrones vibe with the Greek mythology and the Odyssey and the Homer stories. I loved it, loved it, loved it. Now, another book that I loved, which might be my favourite book of the month, was Rise of the Sea Witch by Stacey Roke. This is an origin story of Ursula from The Little Mermaid, and it's about how Ursula turned into Ursula and how she became the evil figurehead we all know and love. We do love her. I love her. Especially after reading this one, I feel very, very bad for her after the way everyone treats her in the world. So this is one of the best books I read this month. I loved the underwater theme. I thought it was very humorous, very funny, very dark, very magical and brilliant. I loved everything. Everything just made sense. It just made sense, and I like reading origin stories about characters, and reading an origin story about Ursula, I've never done it before, so I have to admit this one was a good one for me. And last but not least, I will be reviewing The Evaporation of Safety by Mary Webber. This is a futuristic novel, a newly released sci-fi, set in a world where you have an aliens coming down to the world and kind of adding their technology to it. And there's these games, and they're like VR games, but they are hosted in arenas, and it's this big event. And during one of these big events, Sophie Snow's brother is abducted, and she has to go on a hunt to find him using technology to try and hunt him down. And she is thrown into a world of deceit, lies, everything she kind of knows is not true, and she is finding things out about her world which she did not want to find out. So really great start to a series. I cannot wait for the next one. I believe the title was revealed like the other day, and I'm dying for it. So bring me this book too, please, Sophie. And I love the cover too. Such a nice cover. So yes, did enjoy this one. It was a 4-star for me, and really found the characters very, very interesting. It was very character based, very character driven, and I really liked that. And I also found the world really easy to picture, because it is very much like ours but in the future. But the whole addition but with the alien situation and their alien race, I really enjoyed. So there you have it there, all the books I'm reviewing for the month of June. I am hoping to have a really good reading month in July. I'm going to have my TBR up in a couple of days, so stay tuned for that. And apart from that, let me know in the comments down below what you read this month, if you've read any of these books or want to. Give this a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all again very, very, very soon. Bye-bye!